All right, I believe we are live, and welcome everyone to episode number 20 of the Together Achieving Greatness Show. I'm your host, Trevor Gutting, here, owner, operator, lead, performance and nutrition coach at Tag Performance and Nutrition, our sponsor, the thing that makes this go, makes this possible. But before I jump into episode 20, I want to make sure you guys are subscribed to my page. It helps me out. Leave reviews, like the videos if you are enjoying them, just to help me out so I can spread the word and help out more people, because that's my goal, is to help as many people as possible become the best version of themselves, be an athlete for life, and unleash greatness within their life. That's why I'm here. That's why I do what I do. That's why I started Tag Performance and Nutrition, is to help people be athletes for life and just improve their lives through training, through sleep, through nutrition. But let's get all that mumbo jumbo out the way, and let's jump into today's episode. Last week I talked about 10 basics for building muscle, and today we are going to talk about 10 basic things you need to do to burn that unwanted body fat. Because as you probably know, over the last few years, America's gotten even fatter. The world's gotten fatter because we've been lazy. We've been locked down. We've been given a bunch of information that's not true. We've been told to stay away from activity and being active and all this stuff, and locked in our houses, and all this garbage, this mumbo jumbo that should not be being promoted, instead of what should actually be being promoted, and that is sleeping, that is eating well, that is training and exercising and moving, and managing your stress. So doing these things is going to help. And we have not been told that, and I don't want to make this any political garbage or anything like that, because I don't follow politics. I don't care about politics. They don't help me. They don't do anything for me. But it's just the truth of the matter is that the media and our leaders, our so-called leaders, don't promote this stuff. They don't promote stuff we should be doing to keep a healthier life. Because America's gotten fat. I think it's over 40, probably over 50% now of Americans are overweight or obese. And yeah, that could be different things. Maybe some people are trying to gain weight. I know I put on weight because was adding muscle. So I was eating more, using that time to eat more. But that's a different thing. And a lot of people struggle with that. They don't like the weight on the scale, and that's just one measurement of it. They don't like what they look in when they see in the mirror. They see extra flab rolls or an extra chin or love handles. Speaking of love handles, it is Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day. But they see these things in the mirror that makes them kind of disgusted and don't like what they see. I've been there. I don't, and that's the thing with, as people, we always look at the negatives. We always see ourselves worse. We don't think, oh, look, I have bigger arms, or I notice my pecs or whatever. I'm seeing like veins in my arms, or whatever you might see, whatever you might notice. It's always the negative. Oh, I see my love handles, or my butt's a little flabby, or whatever, my legs are too big. All these negative things we look at instead of the actual positives, and focusing on that. And that's one thing that the scale is not the best measurement, because that only tells you your weight. So, the overweight, fat leads to a lot of health issues, cardiovascular issues, makes you more susceptible to diseases and viruses and sicknesses and illness. You're not able to recover as well, or battle, or build up that good immune system. So being overweight does that too, and that's not something we should strive for. It also, what was I think? I lost my train of thought. It also doesn't, you don't feel as well. You can't do the things you love to do. Maybe you struggle to go up the stairs or down the stairs, or play with your kids, your grandkids. Just you run out of energy because you're overweight, you're out of shape, and you just don't have that energy. You don't have the ability to do it, just because it's tougher for you to bend down and pick something up off the ground, or tough down to take a dump, or sit down on the couch and you can't get back up. Those types of things. And no one wants that. We should be striving to live our best lives and build our best version of ourselves a leaner, more athletic version of yourself. And that doesn't mean you have to become some ripped, shredded freak of an athlete or freak bodybuilder type thing. Those people are probably some of the most unhealthy people in the world, as those bodybuilders, and they're super like 2, 3, 4% body fat. That's no way to live. You can't enjoy life. You're gonna be miserable. You're gonna have a lot of the same things as the overweight people are, the same troubles. You're just not gonna be overweight. You're gonna be underweight and just, yeah. So, but again, burning fat, that's a lot of people's goal, and they want to burn fat because they know it can lead to other things. It can lead to a better life, lead to more energy, being able to enjoy time with your kids and play with your kids or grandkids, and just being able to enjoy retirement as you get older. If you're out of shape and overweight, you're not going to be able to do the things you want to do, because most people retire because they want to do things that they haven't been able to do the rest of their life. So it is important to be in a good, healthy weight will help you do that. Have more energy, have the ability to do all those things, have less aches and pains, all that stuff. But let's jump into it. That's kind of everyone has that reason why. And a lot of people want to lose fat, and especially with the New Year's, and now we're almost halfway through February. And how are your goals coming? Are you burning that fat? Are you losing that fat? Or are you just continuing to pile on? Because it takes you a long time to get overweight. You didn't gain it all overnight. But it's going to take a long time to burn it too. And you can't it's not a quick fix. That stuff doesn't work. All these coaches that promote the MLM companies, the supplement companies, these magic pills and potions, that stuff doesn't work. Sure, you might lose weight for a little while, but they don't teach you any habits. They don't teach you any behaviors. These like the Beachbody stuff, all this high intensity group class stuff, that's not the best way to train. That stuff doesn't work, and we'll get into more of that with the basics here. But there is no quick fixes. You got to play the long game when it comes to burning fat, building muscle, living your best life, building the healthiest version of yourself. It should be something you do for the rest of your life. That's not saying you're always going to be trying to lose weight, because that's not good either. You don't want to always, you need times of, when you're in maintenance, you need times when you're trying to add a little bit of muscle too. So you can't always be in that either, but to be able to live your healthiest life, it should be something you work for and do for the rest of your life. It shouldn't be just like, 30 days, I'm going to lose 30 pounds, that type of thing, and then just put it all right back on. That no one wants that. We've all probably been there. I've been there. Done a lot of these stupid challenges or supplement programs and stuff like that. That stuff doesn't work. It's garbage. So that's that. Let's jump into 10 basics for fat loss. And you might notice a little similarities to the 10 basics for muscle building. But let's jump right in with number uno is sleep. Oh, wow. The same as last week for the muscle building basics. Number 1 is sleep. So yes, get your sleep. That's when your body's going to burn fat. That's when your body's going to recover, build muscle. You need sleep. Have you ever noticed where a night you don't sleep very well? How you feel the next day? You're more tired. Your mood sucks. You don't have energy to exercise. You make poor food choices. You have all these cravings and things like that. That's from sleep. That's from lack of sleep. So shoot for 7 to 10 hours of sleep is always a good goal. I say 7 quality, and that's not just laying in bed. That's actually sleeping. You can get something to track your sleep. Personally, I use an Oura Ring. I've used Fitbits in the past. I just didn't like wearing a watch when I'm sleeping, but they have mattresses now that track sleep. So, that can be a great way to do it. Get a sleep study done if you're worried about it. I had a sleep study done. Notice that says all I said was I have insomnia, but I've improved that so much because it's become my biggest priority in my health is my sleep. So get your sleep down, get that dialed in, go to bed the same time each night, wake up the same time each morning, no matter the day. Sometimes come up, like last night I stayed up an extra hour, about an hour later watching the Super Bowl, but didn't have any teaching or anything this morning, so I was able to catch back up and sleep in a little bit longer too. So it's building it consistently for the routines. Go to bed, wake up the same times, but then adjust as life happens too, because life does happen. Things do happen. Things get in the way. Kids, family, work, whatever. But just find something that works for your life, and you can fit it in and make sure you do the best you can to prioritize it and make it a priority. Put it on your schedule. Mark it down and just build that until it becomes a habit, becomes a routine that you're just consistently going to bed and waking up at the same time, that type of thing. So number one is your sleep. Number two is proper nutrition. But this is the thing that's different from the muscle building basics. It is proper nutrition. Yes, you're going to eat the same kind of foods, proteins, carbs, fats. Notice I didn't say no carbs. Carbs are good. Get that through your mind. If you're one of those people promoting no carbs, get the hell out of here. You need carbs, especially if you're an active person training and exercising. Carbs, you can burn fat on low carb, yes. You're probably not going to be as happy. You can burn fat on high carbs too, so you're probably going to enjoy that more. But eat those same foods that you would for building muscle. It's just the amount of food you're going to eat is less. You're still going to have high protein, which will come in another step or another basic down the road here, but you're going to eat in a caloric deficit. So that means you're burning more calories than you're taking in. So eat less portions, but you can enjoy the same exact foods as you would for building muscle. There's no special diet, no special things you need. Carbs, fats, proteins. There you go. Real whole nutrient dense sources. Get your fiber, get your micronutrients, your vitamins, your minerals, all that good stuff. It's going to help your digestive system. It's going to help you feel better. It's going to help you burn that fat and just stay active, because sleep and nutrition are the key drivers to fat loss and muscle building. So again, which we'll get in the next step, number 3, which is the training, resistance training. You're always going to train. You're going to train the same way as you are to build muscle. You should always be training to build muscle, build strength, build power, build speed. Training like an athlete, sprint, jump, throw, lift 3 to 5 times a week. That's how you should always train, no matter what your goal. And your sleep and your nutrition is going to drive whether you're gaining weight or burning fat. So that is the main thing. So you should always be training the same. Number 3, resistance training. Train like an athlete. Again, lift heavy things, lift light things fast, sprint, jump, throw. And it doesn't mean you have to lift what heavy weight is for someone might be lightweight for someone else. It's all adjusted to your unique self. There's no specific athlete specific training. It's individual specific training. Training designed for you. That's the best thing that's going to work for you. It's not anything for anyone else. It's what works best for you. It's athlete, individualized training for each individual athlete or each individual person, each individual client. So resistance training is number 3. You need to do that. It's the best type of exercising to burn fat, because you should be working to build muscle, build strength, and maintain that even when you're cutting calories. Number 4, again, these are all going to be little word to the wise, little spoiler. They're going to be the same as before, as the muscle building basics. Consistency. You have to be consistent with your training, with your nutrition, with your sleep, with your habits, with your stress management. All these things, you have to be consistent, because if you're not consistent, it's not going to work out. You could have the greatest training plan ever, the greatest diet, nutrition plan ever, but if you don't follow it, if you're not consistent with it, it's not going to work. Consistency is key. Consistency over that long term, developing those healthy habits that you can use for the rest of your life, not just this quick fix fad or period that people always want everything overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens over many, 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 many nights. So consistency, that would be number 4. Number 5 is in your training. Focus on the compound movements first. They should be your priority. Then you can sprinkle in isolation movements. So think of your squats, your hip hinges, pushes, pulls, lunges, sprints, carries. And again, it's not saying you have to do a back squat with a barbell or a deadlift from the floor with a barbell. In fact, most people probably shouldn't do those, because they probably cause injury and Even with Stu McGill's studies, like 92% of the world is physically should not be deadlifting from the floor due to how they are built. Whether they got long legs or long torsos, or we're all built differently. Our bodies are different. Our bone structures are different. So find what variations of these exercises work best for you. Utilize them. Progress with them. They allow you to get stronger, get faster, get more powerful, make more progress in the gym. But most importantly, they leave you feeling good. You're not injured and banged up. Your joints don't hurt. Those types of things. So utilize specialty bars. Utilize push-ups, body weight exercise, all these different things in these different movement patterns. But there's hundreds of different variations you can do in each of them. But find what works best for you and allows you to make the best progress and train pain-free. It's number 7. Again, I mentioned this earlier, but eat a lot of protein. Like I say, a good goal is always around 1 gram per pound of body weight. Even with fat loss, you can bump that up a little bit more, just because that eating more protein, that's going to help you maintain muscle. And you want to burn fat. That's our goal. Losing weight, a lot of times it's going to be water weight. You're going to be taking a dump. That's going to help you lose weight, improving your digestion. But you want to burn fat. We don't want to burn our muscle. We want to keep as much muscle as possible, because muscle makes us stronger, makes us move better, makes us function better, makes us look better. So make sure you're keeping your muscle and keeping a lot of protein. So 1 gram per pound is a good starting point. If you're relatively lean at the moment, if you're trying to lose a lot of weight, if you're 300 pounds, you want to get down to 200 pounds, maybe go for that 1 gram per your pound of your goal body weight. So 200 or something like that. That's a good way to go. But again, you can't just all of a sudden go from 50 grams of protein to 150 grams of protein. And you got to work your way up a lot of times, because a lot of times just jamming 100 extra grams of protein is going to be tough. And then you're going to quit because you can't, I can't do it. But ease your way into it, work your way up. But make sure protein is high, especially in a fat loss phase. All right, number 8, rest days. Yes, we need to rest. That is when your body is actually going to burn fat. You're going to recover. You're going to be able to train again the next day, as long as you're getting good recovery. So rest and recovery days. So either days where you're just not doing much, days where you're just going for a walk, recovery workouts, so active recovery, things like mobility circuits, sled walks, just going out and playing with the kids. Staying active in terms, but not making it high intensity. So making sure you're recovering, getting rest, and just doing things you love, enjoy, play video games, watch a movie, do these things that you love, spend time with your family, and just kind of get away and help kind of a mental break as well. Because a diet and caloric deficit, fat loss period is a lot of stress on the body. So you need to make sure you're resting and recovering as well. Which leads into number 9, which is appropriate intensity, and that goes for your training. So not, like I say, same with muscle building. You can't go balls to the wall every day. That's the problem with all these Orange Theories and high intensity HIIT classes, which they're not even HIIT classes. They don't do it right. But all these group classes where everything's 100 miles an hour all the time, rather than taking rest, taking breaks, recovering. Should go like high low days, or high low and medium days, where some days are super high intensity on your nervous system, some days are really low, those active recovery, or those rest days. So spreading that out, listening to your body, learning to listen to your body, and making sure you are recovering and not just going all the way 100 miles an hour at everything you do, and skipping rest and taking these short little breaks, and not letting your body recover. Especially if you're lifting heavy, you need to rest a little bit more. If you're sprinting, you need to rest more before the next set. You need to be full recovery. So take time, make sure you have proper and appropriate intensity, and that's where we're working with a coach who can program that and listen to it, learn to auto-regulate and adjust. Maybe you didn't have a great night of sleep. That's probably a good day not to go balls to the wall, or you're a little bit sick and things are stressed out from work or family or whatever you got going on. Learn to take these things, these outside factors, into your training, and adjust your training. You don't always, because if you're just going 100 miles an hour every day, you're just going to run yourself into the ground. That's when you get hurt. That's when you get injured. And that stalls your progress. You screw up your hormones, you screw up your digestive system. So with all these extra stress, don't let that stress bucket overfill because you're training too hard all the time and always going balls to the wall. And number 10 is move more. Just get out, get 10, 12,000 steps a day. Help you feel better, help you recover, keeps your joints loose and lubricated and out of pain. So just move more. We become too lazy, especially with people being quarantined over the last couple of years and all this stuff. And doctors, when you get injured, they tell you just go do nothing. No, that's the stupidest advice you can get. You always should be moving. The best way to recover is just to move. Yes, you need times when you're sleeping, like I said. That's super important. Times when you're just laying down, resting, watching movies, whatever, enjoying time with the kids, relaxing. But move too. It's just like we sit so much. Most of us probably have office jobs where you're sitting in front of a computer, you're sitting at school or whatever. Don't move enough. So a good starting point is 10,000 steps. Up that a little bit. You're going to feel better. I know I feel better when I get like 15,000 steps. I feel great. My body feels really good. And it just makes you feel better. You move better. You recover more. And it's extra ways to burn some extra calories too. So that is the key there. So run through them again. We had our 10 basics for the fat loss. Again, they're pretty much the exact same, except for number 2 as our muscle building basics. So number 1, we had sleep. Number 2, we had proper nutrition, whole nutrient dense foods, but this time in a caloric deficit. The only difference really between fat loss and muscle building, wink, wink, it's might come to you as a surprise. There's no real other differences. Number 3 is resistance training like an athlete. Number 4 is consistency. Number 5, focus on the compound movements in your training. Number 6, oh, I forgot number 6. I think I skipped that. Progressive overload. So we'll cover that right now. Progressive overload, same with muscle building. It is where the main way to progressively overload is lift more weight each week. You can move better. Better movement quality is a good way to make progress. More reps at the same weight. Just feeling better, moving better. It's not just always lifting more weight. Maybe you're lifting the weight faster, you're throwing a ball farther, you're sprinting faster, your time's a little quicker. It felt easier. That could be a way. Maybe you did some conditioning or something and it was tough the first couple weeks, but then a few weeks in, you're feeling good, you feel better. It didn't feel as hard. So those are all different ways to progressively overload with your training. So sorry, I forgot that one earlier, but that was number 6, progressive overload. Number 7, eat a lot of protein. Number 8, get rest days, recovery days. Number 9, the appropriate intensity. You can't go balls to the wall all the time. And number 10, make sure you are moving more, moving a lot. Shoot for 10,000 steps a day, 12,000 steps a day. Even when it is cold, you still got to get outside. That helps too, get that sunshine. But those are my 10 basics for burning fat. Again, they're the same thing, except for number 2 is just a little bit different as the muscle building basics that I gave you in last week's episode. The only difference is the caloric deficit. Again, there's no special magic formula and no special magic tools you need. You just need these basic things to do, progress, consistency, and you will be better off than 99% of the world. If you just master these basic things, stick to them, and learn to master them and use them for the rest of your life. Whether you want to burn fat, whether you want to build muscle, whether you want to just live a healthier life and unleash greatness. Because my goal, like I said, with Tag Performance and Nutrition is to help you be an athlete for life and unleash greatness within your life and upon your life so you can impact others, you can be a good role model for your family, and you can live the rest of your life pain-free. So again, guys, thank you for checking out episode 20. Please subscribe to my channel below by clicking the little bell icon and like the video if you thought this was some good information. Share it with your friends, and we will speak to you next week. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.